So in this video we are going to discuss about the topic pollen-pistil interaction. So here we cannot always guarantee that during the process of pollination only the right type of pollen. So certain stigma has to accept certain types of pollen for its for the further process of pollination, but we cannot always guarantee the correct type of pollen transfer. So many of the times the wrong type alone, that is from other species, or the same, but if it is self incompatible, so if these will also land on the stigma, so there are some chances of landing of the wrong type of pollen, at the same time right type of the pollen. So here, but when the wrong type of pollen, we may think then how the process of pollination will occur if it is a wrong type or right type. Whereas when we take pistil, it has the ability to recognize the pollen whether it is right or wrong. So here pistil is having the ability to recognize the pollen. So if it is right type, it accepts and promotes the post pollination, which is the fertilization. So if it is wrong type, it automatically rejects and it prevents this pollen germination. So pistil has the ability to recognize the pollen whether it is right or the wrong type. Also it accepts and promotes the post pollination, that is fertilization. So if it is wrong type, it is going to reject and it prevents the pollen germination. So nowadays, in this recent years, the botanists have identified that this pollen pistil components interactions which leads to the recognition. So here it recognizes the pollen. So the pistil has the ability to recognize the pollen, which is followed by the acceptance or rejection. That is, whether identifying whether it is right type or wrong type. After the identification of right or wrong type, it goes under the process of recognition. So following this compatible pollination, the pollen grains germinates on the stigma in order to produce pollen tube. The content of the pollen grain enters into the pollen tube. So here the pollen grain germinates on the stigma and the components or the content of the pollen grains enters into the pollen tube through one of the germ spores. Using one of the germ spores, this content of the pollen grains enters into the pollen tube. So here the pollen tube grows through the tissues of the stigma and finally it reaches the ovary. So this is how the pollen grain or the content of the pollen grain reaches the ovary. First of all, the pollen grains germinate on the stigma and after that in order to produce pollen tube. So this germination process takes place to produce pollen tube, and inside this produced pollen tube, the pollen grains content enters. So after the contents entering the pollen tube, this pollen tube grows along through the tissues of the stigma. So finally it reaches the ovary. So here when we take the pollen grains which are shaded two-celled stage, that is the vegetative cell and generative cell. So when the pollen grains is of two-celled stage, the generative cell divides in order to produce two male gametes. So this production of two male gametes takes place when the pollen tube is growth on the stigma. So when the pollen tube is growing on the stigma, this thing of that is this production of two male gametes or the generative cell dividing to produce two male gametes takes place. So when this pollen grain is of three-celled stage, then what will happen? So when the pollen grain sheds at three-celled stage, here the pollen tube from the beginning itself, that is here the two male gametes will take place afterwards, but here it will the two male gametes are carried by the pollen tubes from the beginning, and after reaching the ovary, it enters the ovule through micropyle. Then it enters enters one of the synergids through filiform apparatus. So it enters the ovule through micropyle, and next as a further process it enters into the synergids with the help of or through filiform apparatus. So here the filiform apparatus which is present in the micropylar part of the synergids, this guides the entry of pollen tube. So the entry of pollen tube is guided by this filiform apparatus. So now this events, that is pollen deposition of the stigma until the pollen tubes enter the ovule. So there are several events or several steps that takes place from the pollen deposition on the stigma to the pollen tube. That is the last step, the pollen tube enters ovule. So this process until from pollen deposition to pollen tube, that is entering the ovule, this process we call it as, or this event we call it as pollen pistil interaction. So this pollen pistil interaction is a dynamic process which helps first in recognition. So this recognition is followed by acceptance and rejection. So after that recognition takes place and then promotion or inhibition takes place in this. So now if you wanted to study the pollen germination, so this can be taken by a process, that is we have to take some pollen grains of flowers from pea, chickpea, crotalaria or balsam. So such kind of flowers we have to take and dust some of them in a glass slide, so which consists of a drop of sugar solution, about 10%. It has to be there. After that, after 15 to 30 minutes, if we notice it under the low power lens of the microscope, we can see the pollen tubes coming out of pollen grains. So here we can identify or we can easily study the pollen germination. So now if we take artificial hybridization, so for this it is a major approach for breeder in crossing different species, that is often genera, to combine desirable characters to produce superior varieties. If you need it, because here when artificial hybridization we can understand that only high quality or better yielding pollen grains are crossed together in order to give a very better yield. So here it is a very major approach for the process. Then here the desired pollen grains are selected and they are used for pollination because the stigma here is protected from the contamination, that is the unwanted pollen. So from unwanted pollen the stigma is being protected here. So this artificial hybridization is achieved by two techniques. The first one is emasculation and the second is bagging technique. So what is emasculation? So emasculation is nothing but here if you take a female flower, that is from a female parent, if it is a bisexual flower, that is you know what is bisexual flower as we discussed earlier. So if it is a bisexual flower, here we will remove the anther using a pair of forceps. So that is, this removal has to take place before the anther digests. So after this removal of the anther, it becomes an emasculated flower. So this emasculated flower is covered with a suitable bag. So the bag has to be of suitable size. We know it already. And this bag is mostly made up of butter paper. So it is made up of butter paper because in order to prevent contamination. So we have already studied that in artificial hybridization it is prevented from contamination, that is from unwanted pollen. So from the unwanted pollen it is it is prevented. So to prevent this contamination, it is made of butter paper. So this technique we call it as bagging. So after bagging, here the particular the pollen grains, that is the bagged stigma. So the stigma of the bagged flowers. So we would have bagged some flowers, right? That emasculated flowers we would have bagged. So that bagged flowers stigma would attain receptivity. So this we have to collect the mature pollen grains from the anther and dust it on the stigma, and we have to rebag it. So this is the technique of emasculation and bagging, which in order to achieve artificial hybridization. So here when it is unisexual flower, then what will happen? So unisexual flower, when we take from the female parent, if we take a unisexual flower, there is no need for emasculation. That is the emasculation technique. So we know for artificial hybridization we need two techniques. One is emasculation and the second one is bagging. We do not need emasculation in this unisexual flowers, whereas when we take bisexual flowers we need emasculation as well as bagging technique. So here as it is unisexual flower, we no need the technique emasculation. Here the flowers before opening itself it is bagged, and when the stigma becomes receptive, the pollination is carried out. So the pollination is carried out using the desired pollen. So the pollen which we need, it is carried out. We will select a pollen, and the pollination takes place with our own desired pollen, and the flower is again rebagged. So this is the process of artificial hybridization in bisexual and unisexual flowers. Thank you.